Welcome to Love at First Mic with Demi York and Alex Alvarez.
Gotcha. Glasses. Okay. Hi, Demi.
Hi.
How are you?
You know, I'm okay.
You know what's funny?
What?
I appreciate how hard you worked for your appearance present. You look great today.
Thank
You
you.
got the Robin Williams shirt. You just did a set the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You're killing it. You're killing the vibe right now.
Yeah. I've got one tomorrow. I've got a lot going on this week.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
It's a lot.
Well, I mean,
You know,
we are
holidays.
in the holidays. Yes.
Which is great
exactly.
because we're going to talk about one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Is it The Holiday?
It's The Holiday.
Oh my blob.
I fucking love this movie. And okay, not to be too gay, Cameron Diaz.
She can get it.
She can get it. I mean, do you remember her in The Mask, dude?
Oh yeah, that's my first boyhood crush.
That's peak Cameron Diaz.
Yeah,
and also I love that she's like also super into like emo and punk music. I mean, she's married to a Green Day brother.
Yeah, you're right.
I love her.
Yeah, no, she's bae. She is
and
bae.
I mean, this whole movie is just so great. Like you have these two women. Starts out with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz, and they're both like heartbroken. I don't think that Cameron Diaz is, though. I love her character. I think it's like one of the first strong female characters that were given at this time period in films that like is in like at least like popular films.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there have been plenty of strong women in film before that. I mean, look at Hedy Lamarr and like almost anything. But I will say I hate that they make a big fucking deal that she can't cry. I get it. It's a trauma block for sure. Absolutely. But they act like she's a flawed woman.
Yeah, I hear you.
And like, I mean, like her shitty boyfriend at the beginning, who that guy played an asshole in like every film he was in for the longest time.
Is it that she can't cry or that she's
never cared about anything enough to cry?
Need to cry, yeah. Like she doesn't want to waste time on
tears.
but
they make it seem like women should be crying all the time in order to be valid and have feelings and have feelings be known.
Is crying throughout the whole movie.
The whole movie.
Even when she's back in LA, she's crying. You know, about everything. There are great moments of like what a good vacation looks like. There are great moments of like what good like preparation and time. There are great moments and nods to a time where we were okay with emailing each other about each other's houses prior Airbnb.
Yeah.
But like, you know, this movie does touch up on a lot of, you know.
Can't imagine the cleaning fee that would be at Cameron Diaz's house.
Insane.
Fucking terrible. I hate you, Airbnb.
I'll guess my number. I'm thinking like easily $300.
Oh, if not more.
Yeah, okay.
If not more, because they're going to pay the cleaners $100 and then they're going to pocket that shit.
Oh, for sure.
We all know that they do it. A lot of them don't even fucking clean.
Right. No,
fuck you, assholes. Fuck you, Airbnb.
Glad that's falling apart.
I am so happy it's falling apart. And you know what? Because it's a huge issue in the housing market, especially here in Los Angeles, where people are like, oh, I'm going to buy all these houses. And it ruined the housing market across the country, across the world, because you have all of these jobs. I'm going to get into a whole thing about BlackRock and Vanguard. Anyway, so.
But I think that's the thing, right? Like this movie is a point where these two women have reached breaking points.
Yeah.
These two women are tied with their own society.
Kate Winslet's ex is a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Jasper.
When he mails that the FedEx thing to her, I was livid.
With the blank fucking note.
Hurtful.
I mean, I would have thrown out the pages. I would have thrown them away. I like to say that I would. Let's be honest. I'm too nice. I'm too nice.
I would have read it.
I would have read it. I would have sent notes. I would have sent notes. I would have put one dud of a note in there, just like a little passively.
I probably would have just ignored the stuff that is important and been like, this is fine.
This is fine.
Yeah, hey, send it.
Great job.
Push it. Yeah,
you really killed it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Wee woo. I hate him.
Yeah.
He also plays a bunch of shitty people.
So obviously I just saw it again, and I've seen it the first time I saw it, right? I'm trying to remember the first time I saw it, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't see that he was going to get engaged 20 minutes into the movie.
No, because you really don't think so.
It just didn't make sense.
You don't think so?
It does
the
flirtation, the play. I'm like, oh, cool. This is a movie about her trying to maybe hook up with this guy down the line.
And also, yet another British office workplace romance.
Again, I think it's different.
Different now, absolutely. But I think it's fine. Whatever. I have feelings about it.
Because remember, there are no dating apps this time. There's Craigslist.
Yeah, but people are also not on their cell phones, and they're still talking to people.
Matchmaybe.com.
Yeah. Matchmakers.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Mothers.
Friends of friends.
Friends of friends.
Yeah, that's how you
I'm
met
so
someone.
happy that I've never really been on a blind date.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
I've been on a couple.
I have not. Mainly because I don't trust my friends' choice in men at all.
Fair.
Because they have the same as me, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Or women. I actually know. I went on a blind date with a woman once. And it was cool.
Yeah.
But she was a little crazy. Not to like promote that stereotype. Anyways, I felt so terrible for her in that moment.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's like one thing, like if you're like scrolling on an app and you see an engagement notification from like someone that you thought like might end up being your person one day.
Yeah.
The person who could have been.
Right.
Because we all have that person.
Yeah.
I know. Opa. She's like, it's all right. I like alcohol. But I mean, there are, we all have that person. I know I do.
Yeah.
I mean, immediately I know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was just texting them the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always talk around holidays. We always talk around birthdays.
I've blocked those. I'm
no.
gonna be honest, I've blocked those.
Well, it's still a person that I care about, and it's still a person that I'm close with. It never ended poorly. And I have moved on. It's just like you always have that little what if Bob.
I know there's always the world of like I have that person too, for sure. But the thing is, it's like the person that I want to be with though is gonna fight for me. Is going to take
agreed,
care of me.
And it's going to take the initiative, and it's going to be like, yeah, no, I want that. And I know that. I know that as a fully functional adult, but my younger self still craves that person. And you have to talk with your younger self and go, no, bitch, we're not doing that anymore.
We're grown.
We're grown.
We don't have time to play.
I am not taking this disrespect.
And that's a perfect fucking point when it comes to like Jack Black. Like, how did he not see that coming? How did he not know?
Oh my God.
How are you that blind?
She sucks.
Yeah.
She sucks so bad. And the worst part is, like, living in Los Angeles, I know 3 women who are literally like that.
Do you think
off the top of my head
when he meets,
and I know men that are like that,
when he meets right when he goes out with her and grabs coffee or I think they go get ice cream or something.
Kate Winslet?
Yeah.
They get ice cream. I think
they get ice cream, right? Do you think he was already trying to play the game with her too, just out of curiosity?
I don't think so. I think he was genuinely a good guy who is loyal. Yeah. I mean, he talked about his girlfriend. He would bring her up to her.
Yeah, see,
he knew that she was new to town.
I have a whole thing with that, though. I don't believe that.
I do. I genuinely do.
Okay.
I genuinely do. And maybe it's just my love for Jack Black outshines all else.
Sure.
However, that woman, that actress cunt. My favorite thing is that he's like, I went to FedEx and I stood in line. I overnighted it to make sure that she would get it by Christmas. And then she's back in town. And he's like, you're like, that feeling where someone is like, you feel like someone's laughing at you because they've been leading you on for so long.
And that's the thing. She was not fazed by the confrontation. She seemed so relieved.
She seemed like, oh, thank God.
Is it clear that she's living with him? Is it clear that they live with each other?
No.
Because the whole ring and him wanting to propose, I'm like, no.
You don't know this person.
No.
You don't know this person. And like,
And was she using him to try to get to like up somewhere?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, he's clearly connected. He's clearly doing well enough. Also, I will say, okay, my favorite little Easter egg in the whole film is when he's in his editing bay doing music, right?
Yeah.
He's doing a song that sounds eerily like Pride and Prejudice, the film version, with Keira Knightley.
I was gonna say, okay.
With Keira Knightley, he's doing a piano piece that sounds a lot like the piano piece from her being on a cliff. And if you look at the video, it's a woman in that garb on a cliff.
Oh my goodness. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
And it's like literally right after that film came up.
I know I can see it.
Yeah.
I've never noticed
Isn't that wild?
Before. And I like that movie. I
love
that movie.
I love that movie, like the show better.
The series, right?
The series, yeah. The series.
Colin Firth?
Mm-hmm. Colin Firth is my Mr. Darcy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Jumping in the water, I'll never forget.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about questionable scenes.
But it's my favorite. It's my favorite little Easter egg. And you're like, what clever motherfucker. Like, was that written into the script or did someone go, you know, it would be cool. You know, it would be kind of funny and topical. It would be kind of funny and topical if we did this Pride and Prejudice Easter egg.
That's hilarious. Now I just want to watch just for that scene again.
Yeah.
How do you feel? I think the movie does a good representation of what breakups look like in Los Angeles specifically, with the whole like moving out, take your shit, come back for this, sending a friend to pick up your other shit. The amount of things I've just thrown away.
He cheats on her with his assistant.
And I hate watching that part because he goes down the classic tropes of like, you never for me.
It's all your fault.
Yeah.
I cheated on you because I didn't communicate.
What a joke.
But it's also like, bro, you didn't communicate your needs. No one can fulfill a need that they don't know exists. And also the whole trope of you work too hard. You do this, you do that. And can we talk about Catherine Hahn and Jonathan Krasinski being her assistants?
Oh my gosh. What a lovely, if you haven't seen it, take the time to just enjoy who is in this movie.
Before they got huge. Yeah. I mean, but to be fair, Catherine Hahn is in everything.
Sure.
Like if you actually pay attention to stuff, Catherine Hahn is literally in anything. She plays a small role in Marriage Story, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
She delivers the fucking papers to Adam Driver.
Another good movie. Yeah. But
Bombach's best, in my opinion.
Krasinski, seeing him and then like knowing what his future is, it does make like movies like this a lot better for me. Because
Well, and I also really love Jude Law. I love him. I love him so much.
I don't even want to start with Jude Law. We'll never end this episode.
However, I think I will say, okay, getting to Cameron Diaz coming to England. I'm going to start there. Okay.
Go ahead.
The fact that her driver was literally like,
oh yeah,
can you hoof it in your stilettos with your luggage?
Like
that would not happen. Yeah, British people are far more polite than Americans. That would not have happened.
I think they have to show additional conflict in travel for her because if you realize
because you want to make it so she has to leave, like she wants to leave and then he's the reason that she wants to stay. Right, I totally understand building that. Do it in a different way. I do love that she is so horrified by driving on the other side of the road because that would be me. That would be me 1,000%.
I would never.
I would never. I would just be like, I'm gonna get an Uber everywhere.
I would call that guy and meet him in 20 minutes. Meet him in 20 minutes.
I'm gonna put on boots.
Yeah.
I'm going to put on Iris's boots and I'll be right there.
Yeah.
And I love the little cottage. I think it's really sweet. I think it's really cute. But I think they do a great job of showing what workaholics are like when they finally have a moment to sit. Yeah. You don't know what to do with yourself.
Right.
If I've been insanely busy, like I'm working on a film.
She cleaned, she like showered, she did all the things.
She did all the shopping. She got wine. Yeah. She like got everything ready to relax. Yeah. And then she realizes, oh, I'm actually just not good at the relaxation part.
Right.
And I do that all the time. Like I'll be working on a film or I'll be working on a TV show or I'll be doing a lot of stand-up and I just I'm go until the moment my head hits the pillow.
Yeah.
I'm taking quick showers, ending with cold water to make sure I'm awake and make sure that I'm ready, even though I've been on 2 hours of sleep for like 4 days.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, that is the hustle lifestyle. And that's like the kind of, she is like kind of like the perfect adult. Cameron Diaz is kind of like the perfect adult, right? Efficient, hardworking, her house is a studio. Her house is her office. Like way before.
Great tax break.
Way before we started kind of doing that now. And like, it shows what accomplishment is as well as a woman in the industry. And we kind of overlook that.
Well, and
in the movie.
Yeah. And it's like, as a woman who's actually in the film industry, That's so common.
Yeah.
The amount of times that I've had relationships where people are like, I can't deal with your schedule.
Yeah, I get it.
I can't deal with it. And it's crazy, especially here, because it's like, whose schedule isn't insane.
Shit, yeah.
And like, I think that they do a really great job of showcasing the fact that it is really hard to be a woman in the industry at all. But I love that they made her a boss. She's not an underling. She owns the company. She's like making the final decisions. Yep. Everybody else is bump setting her to spike. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love that shit. I think that's amazing. And I love the way that they show that she doesn't know how to relax, because I get it. I get it. I've been there. But I think that they make her a bit too robotic.
But I'm glad you said that, but I think that's because she doesn't know how to be alone. And so she knows how to like go through the motions. And I think that's why she appears robotic, because she is scheduled. She is timed. She is on top of her stuff. And it is a world of her doing and her scheduling and she is in England. She is in the cottage because of her choices. Right?
I mean, everyone's shocked that she even wants to take a vacation. Right, they're like, you always say that this is our busiest season.
Right.
But it's like she like finally hit that wall, because like it's so easy to get burnout in this industry. It's so insanely easy. And
and then burnout in dating too.
Oh God.
There's a message to be said. I'm not saying it's all him, obviously, but like, for her, like there has to be a moment of self-realization where she's like, I can hear the argument. Mm-hmm. You're right. I have been busy. I haven't spent as much time with you as I should.
So let's cut to Jude Law banging on her door.
Drunk.
While wasted.
Yep. Hold on real quick. Drunk, but has kids somewhere. We don't know this yet.
We don't know this yet.
Yeah.
Like,
just saying. Parenting.
Going out and about.
Yeah.
Getting wasted. Oh, my baby sister lets me crash on her couch sometimes when I go around to the local pub.
Trying to.
Also, if it's local, why aren't you going home to your home?
Also, like, why did he also make that walk, you think? Or do you think he got dropped off?
He had to make that walk.
Yeah.
No one's going down that way.
True.
We've already seen a cab driver go, no thanks.
Well, it could be because she's not from there, but sure.
But, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm with you.
And it's just like, oh, I don't like that they make the big to-do about her being like, oh, I never do this. Because it's like the most like slut-shamey trope of all time. Like, as a woman, you shouldn't want a one-night stand while you're on fucking vacation.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
That you don't have to return to this.
That you can be like, this is great.
How do you feel about Cameron Diaz as a mother? Her character... Sorry, I should just name her character name. But how do you think she is as a mother? Like, do you think she's ready for that life? Obviously, we don't know how the movie ends.
I think honestly, as someone who works that busy life, having someone who already has kids, so you don't have to worry about not getting a job because you're pregnant.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about having to take off that 8 or 9 weeks.
Yeah.
For maternity leave. Yeah. Instead, you just get these great kids and you get to be their stepmom. I would be a stepmom way before I would have a child of my own.
It's crazy. Obviously, times change. Yeah, that's such an interesting...
no, it's still... I mean, and it's still like that in the industry, though. Like, I mean, and also, like, when you're pregnant, you can't be on a set. Like, when you're at a certain point, I mean, you can't be having an 18-hour day. Sure, women do it all the time because you have to keep making money because it's your only source of income. Right. And it's expensive in LA to have a kid. It's $18,000 a year in expenses. Wow. They released that last year. I remember seeing that news article and having a panic attack.
Fucking crazy.
And I was like, and people wonder why we're not procreating. But the thing is, I would absolutely think that I think, there's also something to be said for the fact that they are not toddlers. They're kids that have full functional brains that can understand a lot of concepts, and you can have a conversation with them about things.
Yeah, that is a fair point. But
it's not a baby.
But the thing is that and only contrary to that though is there is the line in the movie where he's like, oh yeah, I don't know, she's a friend, she's hanging out, like sure, kids can be understanding and all that, but at the same time you have to have that protective barrier.
Yeah.
But my only caveat again is like, how are you drinking in the middle of the night then if you're so worried about your 2 kids? I know parents need breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think in the UK though, I feel like they're probably they have a better relationship with alcohol.
Fair.
They don't lie to their kids. Like my Nana used to be like, oh, Nana has to take her medicine and she'd take a shot of bourbon. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they don't lie.
Yeah.
And they're open and honest. And like, I mean, that's why our kids are like his child is like trying to get him to date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he is probably pretty open with them. He's always in communication with them. I mean, they even show that. And like she gets jealous.
Yeah.
Which I think is an odd thing, but it does show that she's like, I guess, growing connection. But I really like the fact that he has kids.
Do you think they hook up that night when she comes over?
No, because she leaves.
She does?
Yeah, she leaves. She was like, sorry again.
I'm going to pretend that was an added scene. I think they hook up that night.
You're like, I think they absolutely do.
Yeah, I think there was a moment.
I like the Mr. Napkin Head thing, although he looks like a Ku Klux Klan member. Like, can we talk about the problematic imagery there? I mean, it's just kind of funny. I mean, it's kind of a reach, but at the same time, I was just like, interesting. But in England, you wouldn't really think about that necessarily.
Right. It's not the first thought.
Yeah. And whereas here...
Yeah. Oh no. Immediate association.
Immediate association. I don't know.
That happens a lot in like some of these earlier holiday like rom-com movies. You know, we do. We talked about in Love Actually, where it's like there are certain things that that were totally cool at that time. Even the like associations with mental health and things like that in that movie, like things we weren't even talking about yet, and we ignored it in that movie. We ignored it now, and like so going back to Holiday, like. They address going back to like they address certain relationship things that make sense. Breakups look right. The meetups, the meet cute looks right. That totally makes sense to me.
Well, and I also can we talk about the sweet, sweet old man that Iris meets?
It's the goal, right?
And I mean, that's everyone's dream is that you meet someone who's from old Hollywood who can like tell you all these crazy stories about all these people that they used to work with. And I think it was also a really, really sweet way to show. I mean, he'll be like, I love the line where he's like, it's not that I don't know where I live. It's just that all these houses are different.
Yeah.
There used to be this house down there and they tore them all down. They weren't great houses, but I don't know what any of these are.
I think he's also the symbolism of what like partnership looks like, right? You know?
And I mean, he has that love story that you're like, oh God. I mean, the way his friends talk about his wife.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, she had a great laugh.
Yeah.
And like, and she was the life of the party and you had to marry her because everybody else wanted to marry her. And I think like it's the way that you hope that your spouse would talk about you while you're not there.
Right.
And I love him and I love his storyline. And I also really like that they show that he is trepidatious about going to that event. I love that plot point and I love that storyline because so many older people will go, well, why would anyone care about me?
Right.
Because you don't understand the impact that your work had on people.
Yeah.
And I love that storyline so much. And I love that Jack Black makes him a song.
Yeah. And like, I feel like I do connect with Jack Black a lot more rethinking about the movie. I'm always trying to people please, and Jack Black was just trying to people please.
Jack Black was just trying to be a good person and he's moving and operating through the world with love and light. And he's just assuming that everyone else is doing the same.
Before we get into like additional relationships and stuff like that, I do want to talk about what dating profiles they would be using, but also, can we just talk about the Santa Ana wins? I fucking hate
that line.
Like,
and you know what's terrible?
I'm honestly surprised you didn't bring it up from the the jump. Like, it's just, I hate it.
You know what's terrible about that though? Is I think every time I get a big gust of wind, I always think of that scene because I think it's so ridiculous. Santa Ana's. When he like does that back out of the driveway after they've already had that conversation, and he calls back to it and he thinks he's so witty and clever. You're like, this is stupid as shit.
Okay, in terms of movie talk, you definitely probably know better than I, but like, what is that? What is the point of that nugget?
Because that's him establishing connection with her.
Really?
That is.
I thought the fact that they just met was the connection because he does.
No, so he does. No, I'm talking about the callback.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the callback.
Okay.
That is him trying to be like, oh, I know so much about this area. That's just like character building of like, oh, this is the type of person who is gonna
take care of. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're totally right. Yeah.
It's character building.
Jeez.
And like, I do really love his character. The Pride and Prejudice thing gets me every time. I'm obsessed with it. I'm so happy I got to talk about it with someone because I've been dying to talk about it with anyone. Yeah. Anytime someone brings up Pride and Prejudice, I literally bring that up. But I do not like the way where they make Cameron Diaz so strong, they make Iris so weak.
Yeah.
They make her so
frail
weak and frail. And I love her journey. I love that they both are taking opposite journeys.
And I was going to say, I think her experience in the States is obviously incredibly different than Cameron Diaz's experiences. Well, but, go ahead.
I think it comes down, so even in the homes, right? Cameron Diaz has this house that represents a strong person lives there. Yeah. It's very organized. There are blackout curtains with a remote. Yeah. You have a DVD collection that is seamlessly organized. You have a stereo system that takes a million things to do. Yeah. You have a giant pool. Everything is meticulous, right? Clean. It's gated. It has a big gate that you can't see into the home. Yeah. Whereas Iris's home is very feminine and it's very idyllic and it's very cottagecore. And you know, it has its own name.
I want my exterior to be Cameron Diaz's home, and I want my interior to be
Iris's home. Yeah. And it comes down to that. So like Cameron Diaz goes to this soft place and gets softer. Iris goes to this hard place and finally learns to fucking stand up for herself.
So like the symbolism behind just the
homes alone. Yeah. I mean, that's just beautiful production design.
Yeah, it is. I fall in love. My scene specifically is the outdoor scene where Jude Law, I think, is walking away or coming in, but it's like obviously it's snowed, obviously it's cold, there's a lot of death, but in this death, this meet cute occurs, and it kind of really uplifts that whole scene. And who knows, color.
Well, but, and yeah. I love the fact that both of these men are great.
Yeah.
Like you're rooting for both of them.
It's hard
and you're like mainly like you're rooting for Iris to have this guy who would do anything for their partner, and you're rooting for Jack Black to have this girl who would do anything for her partner.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
and then you want Jude Law to have someone who's strong and will like help him.
When sorry to go back to the Jude Law thing, but when the kids scene happened, when you realize he has kids, did you at all think it was a no-go for her? Did you at all think?
No, I don't. I
kind of saw the movie progress.
I saw it progress, and I think that because she had thought, oh wow, he's with another woman.
Right.
She's so relieved. She's so relieved that it's these two cute little girls who are so sweet and so funny, and all they want is for her to be there. It's not like she asked, she goes, "Are you divorced?"
Right. Yeah, she has
that. And then he spells out widowed.
Yeah.
And you're like,
your heart just sinks even more.
Yeah. And you can see in her face the relief. And when she opens up about her trauma, about her parents' divorce, it all really comes together for you. And I love the fact that he's like, I weep all the time. I'm always crying. She like opens up about how she's never cried. And he's like, oh, I weep. And this is before going back to mental health and the way that we didn't used to talk about. We never used to talk about men crying.
Absolutely not.
That's definitely a first, especially a man that we have to look at like Jude Law all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he weeps all the time.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, 2 kids by himself, widowed. I mean, I'd cry.
I'd cry constantly.
I'd cry all the time. I'd cry every time.
If I had a spouse that I loved so much and I had kids with and they died, and I would cry all the time.
I cry. Yeah, I'm crying now.
Yeah. Crying now. It sucks so bad.
Now, going to the Iris story, like, you know, I think hers is not snubbed, but it's definitely not as involved. And I think, okay, so you know what I think that is? I think it's because Jack Black is not your normal leading man. He's usually comic relief. And so it's harder to connect to him in this light.
And he even brings the levity to the whole film by like doing his like do. And he's doing the game and the blockbuster. Like he's more like there's more levity to this situation.
Right.
He gets cheated on, and that's his like big aha moment of like
I'm myself. I'm new.
I'm new.
Rebirth. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Jude Law comes broken.
Santa Ana wins.
Yeah. Santa Ana wins.
Yeah.
Jude Law comes broken. And
no,
Iris and Jack Black's character, like, what is his name in this?
Jack Black's?
Yeah.
I want to say it's Matt.
It's not Matt.
Let's see.
I don't know why, but I always just like, because they are such powerful actors. Miles. So like Miles and her bond over this amazing dude. Yeah. And like I really love that he also finds him fascinating. He also wants to be a part of his life, because I think that's a big thing in the industry is your wealth of knowledge and sharing your wealth of knowledge.
Right.
And I love when he comes up to the door and he's like, what do you got a party going on in there? And she's like, oh, I'm having a Hanukkah party.
Yeah, it's right.
And he's like, are you? And she's like, oh no.
And then they're all everyone's just drinking wine,
telling stories.
About their,
and I love that, because like I think that so many seniors are snubbed of getting to share those stories and getting to share that knowledge.
Demi, what a fucking like eye for that, because when I watched that movie, that was like the kind of the least of my importance. Because again, I'm gawking at Jude Law the whole time, but
he's distracting.
Yeah, I get it.
He's distracting, but also without him, the movie wouldn't be as strong.
Right. When it comes to Iris, though, and the relationships, I do believe the relationship she has with the older man is far more in depth and telling as to what a relationship could be. Right.
Well, and it speaks to her being a good person.
Yeah.
From the second that she sees him and she goes, oh no, are you lost?
Right.
You know how many people in Los Angeles wouldn't even think to do that?
Absolutely.
Cameron Diaz's character wouldn't have done that.
Oh, absolutely not. But
she would have kept driving.
But my counter to that, though, is that they are in a very nice neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And obviously...
You can pull over. You aren't afraid.
Fair enough.
There's no one around. You're in Beverly Hills.
Fair enough.
Beverly Hills cops will keep riots out of Beverly Hills, but not stop a riot.
Yeah, they'll drop you off at the riot. That's not there.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Yeah.
I think I love this movie. I love this movie so much. I think that it is.
What's your rating? Out of 5? How many holidays are you going on? How long is this holiday for you?
This movie is like my favorite holiday movie.
So it's a 5.
It really is.
Really?
It's a 5. And well, no, I'm going to go 4.75. I'm not giving you a full 5 because my full 5 movie is like so gut-wrenchingly amazing. Yeah. Even though I do find it is exceedingly problematic. You're going to give it like a 3.
It's a 2.
A 2?
Yeah.
A 2.
I've seen
a 2.
No, hear me out.
You fucking think Love Actually is better than The Holiday?
I do.
I think you should jump off a cliff.
Actually.
Go to Griffith Park, jump.
I was just there for a holiday thing.
Yeah, I'm sad that you didn't jump.
The train wasn't moving fast enough to run me over. But no.
Horrors persist, but so do I, baby.
Yes. No, my only thing with this movie is just that I think, and it's a me thing, but the Santa Ana wins, and it just...
See, that's a fleeting moment for me.
It's not for me. It kills me. It
eats at you.
Because there's different parts of the movie where there's this big breeze and like you're like, they make it so obvious that like this is important. I like it when a movie tells you what's going on. I don't like it when a movie does too much to tell you.
You don't like the heavy-handedness. You want more nuance.
Because I want to discover love the way that the writers, the directors, and the actors are trying to portray it. I don't need to be forced into this is a meet cute. This is a love moment. This is a thing. Why?
I do love that. I think it's Arthur is the older man's name.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that he explains what a meet cute is because so many people out in the world outside of our bubble and outside of New York and outside of Georgia don't know what that is.
Right. Or if they do,
it's
just hospitality.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
exactly.
It's just a nice day with the neighbor. Yeah. I'm with you. And I'm going to defend the 2 just because of just how the movie, and again, going back to like, when we talk about these things.
Do you feel better about it since we talked about it? Do you like it more or less?
I like certain things more.
Okay.
So are you saying could have this been a 1? No. It's definitely a 2 to 3, but like a 2 is where I'm going to stay.
I love this movie. I will die on this hill.
No, that's fine. I'm with it. I will watch it every time. I will enjoy it every time. I will have a drink with that movie every time. I will just and I keep these things to myself when I watch with other people, by the way. I think you're the only person I talk to movies about to like this. So I keep these things to myself because I do believe in just the levity that holiday movies bring for people.
I think it brings a certain amount of solace that we don't get about a lot of other things.
Yeah, it's
because the holidays are really hard. They're really, really hard for a lot of people. I mean,
these two women are going through it.
I'm always tragically sad at the holidays, and it's why I like to provide for my friends, and it's why I like to give love to my friends and do all of that, because I am always very sad. I'm always thinking about the people that I lost and the traditions that I lost from those people dying. And so for me, like, I find like my Nana and I used to watch this movie together.
I love that.
And that's why it holds such a high ranking for me, is because of the memories that I also have attached to it. And so I think that we started with two films that everyone has some sort of memory attached to.
And I have a lot of positive associations with this movie. I think going to like what I said earlier, which is like, and I think I said in the last episode too, it's like sometimes I have a problem. Like, do I love the movie? Do I hate the movie? Do I hate the acting? Do I hate this? Do I hate that? So my problem with movie watching is that I can't just enjoy. I am a little too analytical for certain things.
I am like that about.
And it's always the wrong thing.
But it's always the wrong thing. The thing for me is like when I first watched this, I was younger. I didn't know everything that I know about the industry now. So now when I go back and watch a lot of the old films that I used to really love, or that maybe I didn't like so much, I get completely different perspective, because I'm looking at it from a production value standpoint. I'm looking at it from, wow, that shot had to be like this.
Yeah.
I wonder what camera they used on this. I wonder what they were doing for this. I wonder who worked as best boy, who was doing this. You know, that's where my brain goes now.
And I think if I had more knowledge like you, because obviously you know my background, if I had more knowledge like yours, I would probably appreciate those things a little bit more, you know? But I am a big heavy, like, I like the way music is. Like the music in this movie, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Music in Love Actually, hit and miss. But this movie, fantastic.
I think the music in Love Actually is situationally fantastic.
That's a fair point.
But it's not great music.
Yeah. Even like the score I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you saw it, but I had the
score is heavy-handed.
Yeah. And then for the holiday, I do feel like I am watching a holiday-based movie. I do think it's a more Christmas-like movie. Again, where my ranking and like my cynicism comes from.
Love Actually is a rom-com that just happens to happen at Christmas. And the only storyline that actually occurs that is about Christmas is Bill Nye's.
I was gonna say it's the little kids, the whole nativity scene.
Yeah, the Christmas pageant.
Yeah, to me, that's what. Yeah.
Oh, the second lobster. Yeah, there were two lobsters. It makes me laugh so hard. I love Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
Put her in everything.
Yeah.
But going to dating profiles, I think Iris, she is going to be a Bumble girly.
Absolutely.
But she'll never message.
Coffee Meets Bagel.
But she'll never message.
Bumble. Hinge. She's a Hinge.
She'll because she's so hung up on Jasper, I think that she'd just sit there.
What does she say? What is she saying then? What is she saying in her little blurb? Or what are her dislikes? Let's do two truths and a lie. What do you think? Because I think it is. I'm in love with someone who doesn't love me. I think that's a truth.
Well, you don't admit that on a dating profile?
I think I guess we have different dating profiles we've seen. I absolutely believe she would write, I'm in love with someone who doesn't love me, and then filter in two other responses that may be the truth or the lie too.
I think, okay, so I truly believe hers would be like, I live in a nice idyllic cottage and it's called Rose Hill.
Right.
So she'd be like, I live in Rose Hill Cottage.
Yeah.
I have two nieces that I adore.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah,
I write obituaries would be her lie, because she writes wedding announcements.
Right. Oh gosh, the symbolism behind that too. Imagine if it was in the movie.
I mean, you're writing about love all the time.
Yeah.
And then you have this smarmy fucking bastard sitting on your desk going, oh, it must be so nice to be great at that. Well, been fantasizing about a wedding for years and not having one.
Poor thing.
And then, I mean, for
Jack
him,
Black's gonna take care of her.
Jack Black is gonna take care of her. Yeah. Miles, I think that
I want to be cuddled by Miles.
I would want to be cuddled by Miles. Yeah. I feel like he's a Coffee Meets Bagel or a like or a Harmony.
eHarmony.
eHarmony. Yeah, I think he's the eHarmony boy. And then I also think
Jasper's on Tinder 100%.
Jasper's on Tinder 100%.
I also think he's on Grindr.
I think he's on Grindr.
Just for the sake of being
on Grindr. Just for the sake of being on Grindr.
Just curious.
Yeah, no, I think just because he wants compliments. He has that classically handsome face. He's a fucking narcissist.
Can we talk about when he shows up on the doorstep real quick?
Oh, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
Perfect.
I hope you know what?
How did he get through the gate? How did he
get there?
No.
How did he get there? There are so many people in this world that like you like literally look at and you're like, why? Why do you exist? Why are you like this? Why are you the way that you are?
No.
Huh?
Why are you breathing?
Why are you breathing? Why are you such a fucking narcissist? And I think that moment is such a great moment for her to be like, no, I can't do this with you. I can't do this with you. And I'm glad that they gave us that moment. But I hope that Jasper Bloom stubs his toe every day the rest of his life.
I hope he always has something in his teeth.
And no one tells him.
Because
no one likes him.
Or that's the opposite where everyone goes like this. And then they never, and he just never has anything.
He just never gets it because he thinks that he's too fucking perfect. He's a gift from God.
Yeah.
Oh, the poor woman. The poor woman who gets stuck marrying him.
Well.
If they get married.
Met her, yeah. Beginning of the movie.
I don't know. Overall, I love this movie. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I would like to see Arthur on a Suite site for Jewish women. I think that would be
there is a dating
really
website.
Precious. I bet there is. I bet there is.
I bet it's the sweetest thing ever. 86-year-old man looking for life companion.
Looking for buddy.
Looking for friends.
Looking for a friend for the end of the world.
Yeah, I can't find my house.
I can't find my house.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Do you know where it is?
Can you imagine Arthur on like an actual dating website though? Like now?
Oh
God, imagine him on Tinder. Ripped apart. Poor man.
Ripped apart.
But you know, I do think that it's a great cast.
Great cast.
Movie. Great locations.
Absolutely great cast. I think it flows really well. I don't think it's too long. I think that they do a great job of getting to the point. I think so many movies right now don't do a good job of that. I was actually I was at a holiday party.
Okay.
And me and a bunch of producers, we were all talking about this. I don't want to read another 120-page script.
I don't even want to read 100 pages.
I don't want to read another 120-page script. How much of this can you cut? One of my friends, he was a guest lecturer at UCLA. Mm-hmm. He's talking to a bunch of screenwriting students, and they would do their, pitch on their film, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's like a 30-page short." He'd be like, "It's gonna be great when it's 9 pages." A short should be 9 pages.
Yeah.
And I think like so many movies today are just too long.
It's because at the same time,
The Irishman didn't need to be 3 hours.
There's a lot of movies that don't even need to be 2 hours though, for the record. I think that's
but like we've gotten so used to and I think we need so much more escapism now.
Yeah.
Like it used to be that you had money to do the dinner and the movie. And so you didn't want it to be just an hour. Like you wanted it to be an hour and a half. So you weren't done at 10 o'clock at night by the time everything was said and done. And now it's like, I was actually like watching a video on this the other day called like the third place, the third bar. Americans, we can't afford to do that. If you go to Europe, there's always another place to go to because everything is reasonably priced.
Right.
You can sit at your favorite cafe all day and have coffee and wine because you can't. Here, a third drink, that's $80.
No, I
with
know.
Tip.
You're so right. And it's so hurtful.
It's so hurtful.
It is hard to date in the sense of that too. And you know what? That's something that these characters.
Well, and especially if you're trying not to drink either.
Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes it is the easy. I mean, a whole other segment for another day. Meeting someone on a dating app who is sober and me being the dumb boy who automatically just goes, "Would you like to go get a drink?" Mm-hmm. Whether it means usually that's just my
I usually will just be like, I'd love to hang out. What would you like to do?
Right.
I'm the girl who does the first move. I literally will be like, I don't want to chit chat with you on this app. I don't want to waste my time.
1,000 men are thanking you right now.
Yeah. Listen, if you met your partner on a dating app, congratulations. You got the last chopper out of Nam. There's nobody on there anymore. And you know what? I've only had them back for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah. Not one person of substance, but I'm really good at meeting people in public because I'm very loud and I'm very outgoing. I'm gregarious.
I think it's go ahead.
And I think more people are just trying to do that now.
Do you think, okay, what is your ideal meet cute? Let's just get into that. What is the one
I had a really good one last night.
Okay.
Actually, after my show. Nice. I went to get an espresso martini at one of my favorite WeHo bars that is overpriced, but I do enjoy it, Laurel Hardware.
Okay.
And there's this really tall man, really attractive. And he had on this really nice jacket. And I just was like, he was walking by me and I was like, that's a really nice coat. And he was like, we just kind of like stared at each other. He was like, thank you. That's so nice of you to say. And then his drink spilled on me.
And then he had the napkin ready to go.
Oh, no. He used his coat that I had just complimented.
Swoon.
And this man is 7 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Calm down.
I'm not even kidding. Even kidding. He's an ex-pro basketball player.
Fascinating.
And I was like, okay.
He used his coat.
Used his coat.
Good.
And that's like the modern day version of putting your coat over a puddle.
Always want to do that for a lady. Yeah. If anyone wants me to just put my coat over a puddle for them, please we'll do it in a heartbeat. Me and we'll do it in a heartbeat. I just want to do that.
And he works in he's doing like a thing for work in Argentina for 2.5 weeks. He was like, but we exchanged numbers. I went to my favorite dive bar. For my last final beverage. It's by my house. And he was texting me. He was like, I'd really like to come have a drink with you.
Nice.
And literally left his friends to come have a drink with me on the other side of town.
Jeez, who is this guy?
I know.
I'm scared for you.
I know.
I'm worried for you.
I am too. He's just too tall. I literally barely come up to like his chest.
Not a standard man can't uphold. He's too tall.
Meanwhile, I have all these short kings on my hinge going, please look at me.
Yeah, I'm down here. No, I get that though.
Oh my God.
I'm 5'10", easy. And like
that's the best meet cute that has literally happened to me in a very long time. But I'm the first person to be like, oh yeah, I like that. And I'll just walk up to someone and just straight up hit on them. I hit on this one man at an event. Mm-hmm. He was a photographer at the event, and I walked up to him. And one of my best friends is a great photographer. She does a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I walked up to him and I went, "Hey, I really like your setup for your cameras. I have a friend who's a photographer. Where did you get it?"
Yeah, easy, huh? You just swoop in, swoop
smooth,
out.
Baby. Yeah. When you're a comedian, you got to improv all the time.
Yeah,
I can improv a compliment like nobody's buddy.
Compliment.
And oh yeah, and you got to do like the thing where you're like, oh yeah,
oh that,
yeah, it's the up down side.
Yeah,
him and I went out a few times.
Fantastic. I'm so happy. That's good. That's an actual, I like that you've met someone that's not on a dating app. Congratulations.
I don't like to meet people on dating apps, and that's why I haven't had them for the longest time. I mean, I haven't had them since my ex-boyfriend like a few years ago.
Do we just go to them now because that's just the thing?
I think it was just like, I was like, I do want to meet someone.
Yeah.
And I am curious. I want to see what they're like because I hadn't been on them in years. And I instantly was like, I regret this decision.
Obviously, what I'm about to say is like a debatable statement for sure, controversial even, but it's like I got on the apps because I was generally trying to just talk to someone when I was like dating or I was generally trying to talk to someone and like I know that's not the MO for these apps. Like I know we're on there for other reasons, and to say that I wasn't, but I like that they give
you the option now to like say what you're looking for.
But yeah, to say I wasn't looking for that is not true, and so it's just like. Yeah, like that's amazing to hear that meet cutes still happen. I'm wondering if hopefully other people have meet cutes. Tell me about your meet.
Oh yeah, tell us about your meet cutes. Oh my god, wouldn't it be so cute if we like shared someone's meet cute?
Oh, we should do that.
Like shared someone's meet cute per episode. Yeah, someone send us your meet cutes.
Yeah,
and we'll share them. We'll change the names if you want us to.
Should I save mine for the next one, or should I tell you what mine is?
Save yours for the next one.
I'll save mine
for the next one?
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Wait, what have you been watching? What's your hot take on something that you've been watching?
Oh my God. Okay, so I too have been delving back into cooking shows again.
Okay.
That's just been like the forefront of my current watching.
Yeah.
I watched Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights the other day.
Yeah?
And I wasn't mad at the movie like I normally get.
Yeah.
I just forgot how off the rails that
movie is. It's literally insane.
Animated Hanukkah, holiday, Christmas movie. There's a lot of great voice acting in it.
There's a lot of great voice acting. And let's talk about the fact that there needs to be more Hanukkah films. Absolutely. You have 8 nights to work with. What if you meet someone at a family gathering on the first night of Hanukkah?
Yeah, right.
And then it's like, oh, they're going out of town.
And then you meet them at another place.
Yeah, exactly. And you just keep running. And oh my God, we have a film.
All right, cut that.
Cut that. Nobody take that. Yeah. But I that movie is crazy.
Yeah,
I love Adam Sandler. I've had an Adam Sandler themed birthday party.
Yeah,
I love yes. that man. Yes. I love that man so much.
But yeah, what about you? What have you been into lately? Oh, I guess on that note, it's a great movie. I recommend everyone watching it if you have the time. It's just a silly movie,
especially if you don't know anything about Judaism. You should probably watch it. You should honestly, if you don't know anything about Judaism, you should look into it. It's a pretty cool religion.
But just to final take on that movie, I just forgot how like funny and silly it could be without having to poke fun at too many specifics.
Yeah,
too many specific tropes even.
Yeah,
but yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I love that movie. I saw Poor Things.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That movie is probably my favorite movie of the year. Absolutely.
I'm seeing it.
Please text me as soon as you're done seeing it.
Okay.
Because Emma Stone is wonderful. I do have a few issues with it, but the issues I have with it are important to the story.
Damn, I guess.
So I can't be mad about them.
Got it. Okay.
Like,
I definitely want to talk to
it's very theater.
Yeah.
It's a theater movie.
Okay.
It like all of the sets are clearly built. They're all practical sets.
Love it.
The costume design, it's like New York Fashion Week. I would wear almost everything that Emma Stone wears in this film.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers, I've seen stuff. Yeah, it looks great.
I think it's a fascinating concept. I did not know that I needed a movie where Mark Ruffalo yells cunt so many times.
I'm glad you said Mark Ruffalo because the last trailer I saw, I could not tell if he was in it. So
he is in it, and he's in it a lot. He is a pretty primary character. I love Rami Youssef.
Great actor.
Great actor, great writer, great producer, wonderful comedian.
Yeah, I hope he's in more stuff. Yeah,
I love him. I think that he's fantastic, and he deserves all the nods that he's getting for this film.
Yeah,
I think he does a really great job as Max in it. It's such a wonderful film. I highly recommend. If you like weird movies, you should definitely watch it. I was laughing out loud a lot of the film because it's an absurdist comedy.
Got it.
Like if you enjoy like dry humor that's witty.
Yeah.
Not like Jim Jarmusch dry.
Or not like dad joke dry.
Not like Jim Jarmusch dry.
Okay.
But like just like dry, witty, intelligent humor.
Got it.
It's the film for you. And I love it.
Oh God. I'm already thinking of like the dry, witty humor movies. That's fantastic. I can't wait to talk to you about that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Demi.
Always a pleasure.
Fantastic day.
Fantastic day.
We had a great day, and I know there's a lot behind the scenes that happened today, but I'm so glad we got to spend time together today.
Same.
Going into these
holidays. And happy holidays to everybody watching or listening.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to see those comments.
And if you are going to stick with us for another episode, since New Year's is coming up, we are going to be doing one of my favorite things that Billy Crystal has ever done in his entire career.
Say a good hint, but do we tell them?
Ooh.
Up to you.
I don't know. What do you think? Should we tell the people? Let's wait.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe something will
Put
change.
it together. Let's see if you can put it together. It's Billy Crystal.
That was a big hint right there.
And New Year's.
Yeah.
Aw, Moose, are you tired?
Plenty. Thanks, Moose.
Moose is ready to go to bed.
Moose is ready to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Thanks, Demi.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. That was good.
That's good.
That one was-